When should you add an opportunity to your sales pipeline? It sounds like a simple question, but the answer isn't that straightforward, and it actually speaks to something deeper: how you define and qualify new business at your agency. Let's unpack it. Hey there, it's Jody Sutter of the Sutter Company, and it's Just Ask Jody. It is that time when I take a question from an agency around an issue they're having with business development, and I'll answer that question in 4 minutes or less. And today the question is, when should we add an opportunity to our sales pipeline? In an ideal world, you would add an opportunity to your pipeline when you have 4 things in place, and they're based on the BANT framework, which you might be familiar with. B for budget, A for authority, N for need, and T for timeline. In this context, here's how I would interpret BANT. Number 1, the prospect has named a project or an assignment, so you got to have that. Number 2, you know that there's a budget, or at least a budget range, assigned to that project or assignment. Number 3, there's a timeline for when the work needs to be finished or in market. They've got a little bit of urgency. And 4, the person that you're speaking to, either they can approve the work and the money that you need to get the work done, or they're close enough to the decision maker and have enough influence over that decision maker to make it happen. So BANT. Now, here's the reality though. Most opportunities don't arrive all buttoned up like that. You'll often get signals before you get certainty. And this is where your experience comes in. So if you've been in a conversation with a prospect long enough to understand their business problem that they're trying to solve, and you know that your agency is a strong candidate to solve it, then it might be appropriate to create an opportunity in your pipeline even before all 4 of those BANT boxes are checked. Let me give you an example. Let's say you've been in conversations with a prospect and they tell you that they're planning a major initiative that's about 6 months away. They haven't written the brief, but the need is real and the timing is clear. That might be enough for you to log it as an opportunity, especially if you want to start tracking the progress now. I don't think that's being overly optimistic. I think that's being professionally attuned. But, and this is a big but, a friendly chat that ends with something like, "We'd love to work together someday," I don't think that's enough to merit a pipeline entry. If you can't really define a specific need that you're qualified to address, it's probably not an opportunity yet, but it does belong on your nurture list, and you should definitely continue to nurture that prospect. The risk is falling into one of 2 traps. Either you're too generous and you're going to fill your pipeline with vague maybes. The problem with that is that it inflates your numbers and doesn't really reflect reality. Or on the other end, you're too conservative and you wait until a prospect is practically signing a contract to put the opportunity into your pipeline. And that really gives you very little visibility into how your deals are progressing. Every agency is going to draw the line differently, and that's okay. What's important is that once you define your criteria, you apply them consistently. One last tip. If you do decide to be generous about what goes into the pipeline, I'm going to suggest that you are equally ruthless about what comes out. If you've got an opportunity in the pipeline, but there's a total lack of movement or unreturned emails from the prospect or vague answers, then I wouldn't be afraid to label it as an abandoned opportunity. And I also wouldn't see that as a loss. It's just clarity. And clarity gives you back your time and focus. When do you add an opportunity to your pipeline? When you've got enough substance to track it and enough discipline to clear it when it goes cold. That's it for this Just Ask Jody. If you've got a question you'd like me to answer in the future, you can email me at jody@thesuttercompany.com. And I'll see you next time.